I did something pretty cool. Hello, welcome to the Game Rating Review Vlog. My name is Jean-Marc Lejean, and I took a trip over to the Bullock Museum in Austin, Texas. And there they had a few exhibits. I went to the first exhibit, that was a bootlegging one. Talked about alcohol and prohibition and stupid stuff like that. Then it went through like frontier times in Texas, oil industry in Texas, and the gas industry in Texas. Of course, there is a small section about space travel, you know, because like Houston, we've landed kind of thing. Then I went to a different part of the Bullock Museum, which my brother told me about, and I didn't believe him until I went there and saw it for myself. It's called Pong to Pokemon, the history of electronic video games. And it kind of blew my mind. I literally did 2 run-throughs of the place. First one, I took a bunch of pictures. The next one, I just took it all in myself, and I just freaked out when I saw it. It starts in the circle, and as you go, there's little kiosks there. And every kiosk shows something like Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario Brothers and Pac-Man and Street Fighter and Madden 95. They have Zork on there, and it's cool. You just walk around, you read them, you look at these old video game consoles as well, like the Atari 2600 and the Commodore 64. And then there's a little arcade section where you can play some cabinets of like Asteroids and Street Fighter, and then they have Guitar Hero set up and Wii Sports, and then there's a whole Angry Birds section. Everything was playable. I got to play Tetris on a Game Boy. I haven't touched the original Game Boy in so long. It was crazy to be able to hold that in my hand and play Tetris, which I remember being a child in Walmart, a little tiny child in Walmart, and doing the same thing when I was a kid, holding this little, trying to figure out what this game was, how it worked, why all of my friends wanted this humongous gray device in their hands. And it was great. It like took me back so far. And then there was these glass containers that had different things in them, a lot of controllers, a lot of different things that some stuff I've never seen before, some stuff that I didn't know that I forgot about, you know. And it was awesome, and I highly suggest, if you're ever in Austin, Texas, go to the Bullock Museum, because not only did they have an IMAX theater there, they have this really, really cool video game, history of video games with playable stuff. It was packed in there. The only problem I had with it was that it was too small. Like, I just really wanted it to go on forever. I really wish they had more kiosks set up so that people could play more of these games and go through the histories, like talking about the statistics of Texas when it comes to the video game industry, and how it actually have a lot of video game companies in Texas. And there's esports section that you can listen to, and then there's a music section, and it was amazing. And I don't want to give too much away, even though I showed a lot of pictures, but it's amazing, and I loved it. I wanted to stay there for a long time, but I just had to like calm down, go sit down, and you know, think about my decisions in life. It wasn't negative. It brought back so many memories. I just couldn't believe it. I loved every minute of it. It oddly made me want to have a younger generation with me, be like, what do you think of the Atari 2600? That was the first video game system I've ever played. You know, what do you think of the Nintendo? That was revolutionary for its time. And there were a lot of kids there running around like just wide-eyed and just as much as I was, just wide-eyed and fascinated by what they were seeing. Definitely check it out. It was amazing, and it'll be there until I think sometime next year. I think in summertime next year. So you still have time to go see it if you live in the Texas area. But it was amazing. Thank you for watching Game Rating Review. My name is Jean-Marc Lejean. Please hit the like, subscribe button, like to see. And remember, that was my opinion on this awesome video game, history of video game museum in the Bullock Museum. Yeah.